the problems of we the youth them in general. Now, to outside the society get problem, and outside governance structure get issues. We don't hear Mr. Keller don't see a lot of flamboyant things. And not so the first thing is people in governance when they say flamboyant things. There was this time where they were talk about youth in farming. A lot of goodies will be here.
The popular youth farm.
Yeah.
Amasalia village.
Exactly. That youth farm, they go cater for thousands of youth and go this and go that.
There was another Nakabala.
At the end of the day, we power change and so too here. Now empty land they then go see with billions of funds missing. Billions of funds missing. Pastor then go begin the run out of people and back collect and count that money there. Say now outside that youth farm don't go nowhere. So it's not just about paying this lip service when don't they be the problem, of these people in governance of society. Then go always want to say, we'll get plan. Then go deep on that plan, they say election ten reach. Nothing they move before, So coming to the side of society as a menace to the problems of youth, and this is not just about youth now, it's about the country in general. That thing called strategic development plan, Salon or get them. In order to no sector in this country. Because anybody will come, one should say in get sense, one should say himself get your own plan. So when come, they can't scatter all the things that man be don't start and begin your own fresh. Before they go for people and don't.
You mean a national development plan?
Yeah, exactly. Now they talk us. We don't get no strategic plan for this country. All man just and man are just like we say now. All man they now us. You wait you feel for buy till until socks you feel for buy we go buy a can and they wait you feel for buy a bread they go buy a car. And my so and they run salon. And that's not something like where they develop a nation. Let's take for one say now. Okay. Youth in farming initiative don't come up. And we all know say for any country grow, for any country come out from underdeveloped to developing, for country developed states, agriculture play a very vital role. It play a very, very vital role towards that. Yes, the past people and go don't make certain mistakes, but why we not go build on that, retrieve the money then they try for ensure say, when I build on. There was even this time they talk of, I don't know, other rice, Mabang or whatever, I don't know, I'm not able to remember.
Tomabom, yes.
Tomabom rice project. Up to today, still Salon they import tons of rice, after all the money.
Even with the population being how many percent?
Yeah.
The population of this country being up to 60%.
Of course. We still import. So, these people talking, coming to here for say, oh, well, will they do this? We get a lot of plans, we get a lot of ideas. They move some of we anymore. Because we know say, not just lip service now, then they pay. Not get any impact on the reality on the ground, And this now one way the society, this now one way politicians, then don't fail the young people of this country, countless times.
But look, Paul, if you go to some communities, governments, other communities, they look forward to government for do their roads. But you go to other places, I see on some social media handles quite a few days ago, people in a Zipoti or Okupa, then they put resources together for make their road. Whereas other areas, they look up to government. It has also been applicable in other villages and towns or other communities. So community people, then they come together, put resources, support one or two picking them for further their education because they no say an upliftment for them. And then they go help for transform that town or area there. We always continue for the look up to, Sierra Leoneans always continue for the look up to government. Perhaps the reason these things really talk about it happen.
Yes, that might be an issue, but in terms of community development, I think that thing will be done the start because even myself growing up, I've been in a Tangeton community, and tell me the reach will get people will be always immobilize people and put funds together and for do certain things. But now, the current issue with community development or people coming together for put resource for push forward somebody say go land book. And the fact that even the one day we don't learn the book now, no get job. Even the one they don't learn the book now, and then they suffer.
And yeah, Keller, in last point there, just ignore first the thought of depending on government, go do something on your own.
Yeah.
And that has been the message repeatedly, particularly in the last few years, from development experts.
That's go be the message, and people, I not believe say like people and no want for go do something on their own. I not really believe that they. There are a lot of people who want for do something on their own, but again, there is this and atmosphere will only be built around power. For say if you are not connected, no matter what you Sabina for nothing. So that again another huge stumbling block, and this is something we don't be proven. Now something we don't be proven times and times without number. You know, there was a time where EBC for let someone get work for show party ID card. If you not get party ID card, you need get work. So what does that mean? It means no matter how intelligent you be, for the fact you are not connected, now for nothing.
So for you, so far, no matter the changes will take place in the leadership at whatever level in this country for young people, the problem will remain the same as it is because we seem not for to get hope.
Of course, the problem will remain the same because we want to make it remain the same. Because these people feel say the problem remains so, there and then they will forget chance for continue for remain in power. You know, one of the things that way these politicians they fear the most now an educated society. Forget about this fact when they talk, say, oh, we need people for be empowered, we need people for this. They know if people empowered, they need to get grip on them anymore. So they need the people for they down there, where they always look up to them. Whilst then they up there, they say, no, we need for do this, we need for do that, you go don't kill yourself, go try for do that, all and come back and frustrate you. There are a lot of young people we go into drugs, we go into so many things, they not to like now by their own volition. You know, there are a lot of intelligent people we don't get certain skills, but just because of frustration. You know, the stamina way some of we get for take certain things, some might not get them. I'm not saying that not enough reason for them go into the anything in there, but you get to look at the mindset of some certain people.
They are different.
They are different. So definitely there are certain things and they go push some people and for do things where no go help them at the end of the day. We go end up for destroy them. So for people for continuously they tell people and say, I need for forget about governments, go and focus. There is a reason why people in the voting government. Governments for able to provide that basic necessities. So let we say now, as a young person, you don't go land tailoring. And we all know say the world don't move. There are a lot of electric machines and now. Though you want for begin for use electric machine for so lights not there. You know how much it will cost you for the buy fuel? So this is a very big frustration. And now they say back blackout, they can get extra strength in this country. So you know our cost of production get for increase. There are a lot of young people who do things. There are a lot of young people in welding, a lot of young people in different other things that we need electricity, common electricity. But it's not there. Like currently the community where they then get welding the welding shop. Now only way life and able for work. So just imagine now this blackout can start. And our young people in the day. How often we go feel and able for work? So it's not just about telling the people for go and develop themselves. Governments have got a responsibility for play.
For make the environment conducive.
Of course, we got to get a conducive environment. Because now, if you cost of production for anything, so for let's say last mission are 5 millions, and then lights not there. So that means say instantaneously the cost of production don't go from 5 millions to something like 10 millions, depending on what kind of way they do.
And if you have to sell them at a higher cost,
the customer,
for you cover your expenditure.
Even the customer will get issue. Because you go, wait make yesterday na this, today na this, you can't sell.
And sales go slow.
It goes slow. And I don't know the day back, it already frustrates that person day. So let government just try for provide the basic necessities. Provide light, provide water, provide good roads. At least people they pay taxes for them thing and day. People and they pay taxes for them thing and day. So if them things and they are available for the people, honestly, you know, a lot of this unemployment people and they cry, a lot of this and them blame games so they're gone, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's not going to definitely they happen.
So now, as we close this conversation, what do you look forward to, with especially the new the change that has now taken place at the Ministry of Youth?
Well, I hope what I look forward to I go see it come to pass. Because one thing me primarily they look forward to now that a change in the narrative from this new minister, Ibrahim Sano. One thing I they look forward to now, how best they go forget about, although Mr. Keller make mention of the point, say, this time not about politics, not to that, but one foresee the reality of that statement. You know, how best you go forget, say, he belongs to a political party, now a political appointment he hold. And how best you go before ensure, say, he focus on
I think
real
it starts to
development.
manifest that by visiting the APC office just a couple of days ago. One of these holiday periods, by visiting the APC office and talk to young people, give them hope and confidence. Maybe it's one way of assuring the other side of the political divide, say, well, I'm there so not to because na SLPP person appoint me and me na SLPP, but they are for the youths of Sierra Leone.
When I look at APC and SLPP, I see them as one. So for letting go na APC office, it don't mean anything. You know, to me personally, it don't mean anything. Because APC and SLPP, they are one. Now, way then killing a public, they see them like saying they fed themselves. But behind closed doors, these guys are in good rapport. Then they talk well, then they support themselves. A lot of people will go adopt right now APC and SLPP people and they give them money. So they are just waiting. KQIB they say Tattoo and Alusan and
Alasan.
So they are just birds of a feather, you know. But waiting me they try for look at, or waiting at the expect, waiting at my own expectation from the new minister. Now that he forgets about and a lot of diplomatic issues like bureaucratic things that they try for look good, you know.
But that is a system where already they exist.
But it can make a change. Change not they come by following the trend. Change they only come by revolution. Change they come by the mindset, you know. We know say, of course, it belongs to a political party. That is not to hid in secret. But for the good of the young people, for the purpose of, you know, we made them put under, make it able for ensure say it transcend beyond political lens. Any work way they do, you know, even think of politics. Let it able for ensure say they do things them we go able for help this country in the long run.
Right.
Not to for just get good name for Meetup 2028. Because a lot of what they do right now for Meetup 2028, for let them say, we do that. Now that's right now the goal. And now that me not going to make a focus on, because if you focus on that day, you go fail like how the other ministers and we don't fail in the past.
Enemna Paul Koma, thank you very much. Executive Director of Patriotic Advocacy Network. We talked to you. Thank you very much, Paul, and thank you to Keller. We talked to you also earlier from a distance. So we'll go to the second half of the show. We'll also bring you some segments, sports, and so much more. But I will listen to Sierra Leoneans on this subject matter and the transition from one leadership in the administration of youths, for youths, and about youths in this country, waiting actually they know say is the problem and waiting that they look forward to, especially with the new minister in office. After which, when we come back, we'll take you through some of the other segments.
The expectation for me as a youth is big, because any ministry and get your agenda, any new minister will come and get your own plan. And the man wouldn't just put say so. And also be passionately, but publicly and one. And also be looking at the youth affairs and a youth man back. I expect and say the first way for able and men for we the youths there. When in the most crisis for youths in this country na push. And for backing up with the police, they let them enforce the law. Anybody who don't see in the cell push, and the most of the people who they sell push give youths there, not to youth man again. They don't pass youth age. And then they smoker, but they sell and give youth man there. The youth the lack of all things in the country, no quality, no the way youth man get again at this country. We the youth we don't all pass the party. Youth and they where they employ, where they work, now they was carrying they go they make and they solve them problem and to themselves. But as this as a new minister, in first target to our pets, let's stop pushing at this country. That will make we get better youth tomorrow. If youth man no get job, no youth man no get job. and the highest people in the country na youth say, and any political party we can with the youth say, but could they pass any other age of people in there. But with the youth say, we not got no job, facility not there for we, provision not there for we, and now we they arrest, embarrass, do any kind of thing in the country. That is like after election, we youth man will not get value to anybody in this country again. So I think I say this minister wouldn't give so one party thing and none day when perpetual. Youth man for get right as a citizen in this country. They're not for legalize drug in this country. Because Christian Tramaro not legalize. So man they sell any again. The minister is well aware of this what he talks to. This new minister is well aware of this push. Say in they disturb the youth say 2028 they go to election. If the youth sell short in this country, nobody will win election again. As a minister, at the beggar, let them concentrate for we the youth say more. And now we they put all the government they don't can this country. Now we youth man they put power. For this and confess for that, now the TRC report say youth man for the pass of any cabinet we can. So President Bio is right. The highest workers in a President Bio in cabinet, na youth say. But the sub-youth say in the streets, they not get no provision for you. So I make with the loss of life the highest in the country.
The constraint of the youths at this country is so much. I see they see brothers and sisters and them based on drugs taken at this country now just because of job no day. If you job day, an office say, I go left, my job, I go sit down and any bad thing. But just because of job no day, now you make the youths and they go on them bad thing and they. And the youths for today, now the youths for tomorrow. If you will not try for prevent the youths for today. So we need the minister for like that the responsibility with them gear. Now for the nation, make them get a responsibility. The youths of the country, they suffer. How? You know, go say, if they come take a responsibility of your youths. Now the country, you just pay attention one-sided. Or one side, like last say, Pretoria, now no more the things say, now youths and they. You know, they go, now the upline part sen. Your space now the city now. Lord point out one thing where a minister of youth don't create for the youth and who everybody aware of. That's why the wash cars then. Because anybody where they now wash car, now like somebody where don't they out of line. Like last say, they are boy them more than go in na they wash car. But you know don't see somebody when I graduate, somebody where don't educate or you don't learn in skill. They expect them for going now wash car. Let them create small things then where they make the youths left majority of them bad thing then. Because where a president look you and give you responsibility, he see now we capable for work for the nation, make them give that responsibility there. For like we pay attention to we, great jobs and employment for we, the youth then. So we will go off of the drugs deal or any other thing where I think say the youth and they on.
Before they get praise to other person, now from we if I get praise. Yeah, yeah. The name alone where it get Ministry of Youth. It means if I look to the concept of we the youth then, na salon. Not to enough for can work with interest. You understand? Waiting the youth they want, now if I do. Like for example, the youth, majority of we the youth then are salon. Work no day. But we learn work, their skills then. More especially like me a bike rider. I don't sit me once, I don't do this. But where I don't see say work no day, I can't employ myself for like able survive per bike. The expectation now what they expect from the new minister. Now from like if you take a look at majority of we now, 100% of we now bike now would they ride for all survive. So if you can talk to the the police headquarters and what will the youth they want, like the police that they attack we, if you get license do other things, waste your time do other things then. let it talk on behalf of we. Anyway, if you do that, we go happy butter. But if you not do something what we like, I like the Saka, we go say, let that man go, but since we don't be Ministry of Youth, from since how many days, how many years it don't take, we not see no development within with the youth. You know they talk on behalf of with the youth then. If they talk on behalf of with the youth then, anytime like we don't go to parliament, if they bring some 2-3 issues there valuable to with the youth then, where they make we self outside, I like we sabia or not sabia, Lord happy.
And now the concerns of some of the Sierra Leoneans, particularly young people, on especially what they expect from how the administration for and about young people they go with the new Minister of Youth Affairs in office, Ibrahim Sano. Now moving on next now with the rest of the show, second half. Let's start with sports. So much happenings. With the local and international scenes, but we'll find out in this episode from Mohammed Kolia what is in store for us.
Inside this edition of the Today Show Sports Update on Slick TV channel 37, welcome to another exciting edition of the Leon Rock Premier League this Wednesday. We get 2 thrilling fixtures well lined up, are sure for keep fans them at the edge of the seat. First up, we get Bantal FC where they take on Old Edwardians. Bantal FC don't be in exceptional form this season, maintaining their second spot inside the league table with their solid defense and clinical attack don't make them a formidable force. However, Old Edwardians not going to be an easy opponent with strong midfield and solid defense well line up. They get the potential for cause an upset. It get for be a tactical battle and both teams go eager for secure all 3 points. Moving to the next fixtures, Port Authority go face Abacha City. Port Authority don't get a challenging season, struggle for fan consistency. However, they look for turn things around and give them fans something where they go glad about. Now the other hand, Abacha City don't be impressive this season. Secure a mid-table position, the attacking power and team cohesion don't be key for their success. This match get for crucial for both teams. Port Authority, they fight for escape the relegation zone, whilst Abacha City aim for solidify their position inside the upper half of the table. The Leon Rock Premier League will continue for deliver top-notch football action. Inside other news, Senior Sports Administrator Rodin Michael talk about the upcoming elective congress where they happen August 2nd, 2025.
You know, one particular aspirant in supporters that don't go all over the news, they attack me that I think I know everything, I'm too intelligent, I'm this, I'm that, I think I know the answers to everything. And young people are the same one going around making this kind of claim. That is absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Yes, it is true. The elective mandate of the EXCO has expired, but they remain the guardians of the association until the election. You cannot have a vacuum in leadership. If their mandate will not expire and they are no longer in charge of running the operations of the FA, FIFA will not dissolve them and put in place a normalization committee. But the fact that FIFA still allows them to serve as an EXCO, they will work now as guardians of the association. The only difference is that they now need FIFA directives for any action they take because they no longer have an elective mandate. So they serve in the same role as the normalization committee. They must consult FIFA for all decisions and get the mandate from FIFA. But they still remain the EXCO of Sierra Leone Football Association. If there's an international conference, one of them will go and represent us. If FIFA convene a congress tomorrow, Danny Brahma will go and represent us. The General Secretary can never take total control of an association. And if FIFA be in things say the mandate don't expire, the elective mandate don't expire, that means they are no longer the recognizable leaders of football in this country. FIFA for not dissolve them, put in place a normalization committee or a caretaker EXCO, like they did in 2012. When they realized that 2 people resigned and they knew that the EXCO had no more mandate, then dissolve Jess, Kefala and others and bring in a normalization committee. But the fact that FIFA has not imposed a normalization committee means they want this same EXCO, led by President Dadi Brahima, to still be in charge of football, the day-to-day operations of football, the supervision of the game. But executive decisions, mandates, issues of sensitivity, they'll have to consult FIFA for advice. If the decision of Congress has been recognized, yes, it is its responsibility for start an electoral roadmap. But I want to sound caution to the learned gentleman. There is a roadmap already in the Electoral Code that gives you guidelines. He must comply with that. I noticed from a release and the announcement already a breach, and I've made my views known to the President and the General Secretary for advice. It's purely an advice. The statutes, Article 25(8) and the Electoral Code, Article 10, are very explicit that nominations can be sent to the General Secretary until 30 days, at least 30 days before Congress. That means the nomination is open, the privilege to nominate is open for the membership up to the 30th day before Congress. So if the 2nd of August is Congress, the deadline must be midnight on the 2nd of July, if you check them, or maybe even the 3rd of July. But it must be 30 days before Congress that the nominations close automatically. He does not have the prerogative to bring nomination closure earlier. Nobody has that. It's a statutory procedure in Article 25(8) of the SLFA statutes, and it's an electoral procedure. It is very clear, at least 30 days. You know, anybody who wants to nominate any candidate can do so once the 30 days before Congress. Are there different interpretations that at least means he can extend it to be 45 days before Congress? No, sorry, you cannot. The drafters of that statutes were very explicit. The reason they specified 30 days is that the cutoff time, nominations closure, must be 30 days before the Congress. If they never want that to happen, they would have changed the wordings to mean the nominations shall be open in accordance with the provision made by the Electoral Committee. They not give the Electoral Committee the privilege for determining a cutoff time. That is stipulated in the statutes and the Electoral Code. The gentleman spoke very well overall. There was some amount of sincerity in what he said, or intent to do well, and I'm happy for that. But let him comply with the guidelines in the Electoral Code. 30 days is closure time of nomination. Within 23 days, that from the 30th day to the 7th day, they will not go through integrity checks, qualification criteria, all the process, and they do the announcement of the qualified candidates. Then they go allow a period for appeals. Then when they appeal to the Electoral Appeals Committee, if the issue of disqualification is ethical, the people will have a right to protest to FIFA. To CAS, like I did in 2021. So these are the provisions they must comply with. And if they comply with it, I see them doing a very good job. Now, if they've been recognized as a legitimately elected body by Congress, then get right for doing it and they do so. I just want people to know that football elections should never be about a win or die situation. If you have your candidate you support, behave yourself. Because if you go public and insult people because you're supporting that candidate, you think that by becoming aggressive, insulting, or you misbehave, you're actually causing harm to that candidate. Because the person who you offend, no matter who that person is, they must have one or two people who elect them. Those one or two people will go against your candidate because of your behavior. Other areas of candidates say, I'm not responsible for the behavior of my supporters. That is also not true. There are some supporters where they support you, where they behave. People know that they will not do that without your knowledge. Or even if you don't get knowledge of it, they'll come and report to you. You're supposed to control them. Those are the most vocal people then. I just want to advise them all that going to this election, I don't hear all the concerns raised. I don't see all the documentations being circulated. I'm not going to comment on the merits of these documentations because if I comment, they say, oh, you don't take sides. If I comment that they are not worthwhile, they say don't take sides with this person. If I comment that they have a strong case, oh, you don't take sides with that person. So I'm not going to comment on them. But there's a lot of factors leading to this Congress, a lot of factors leading to the election. If we don't handle it cautiously, we could only come back to blame ourselves. The truth is, as I talk to you, there is no intention in my mind to contest an election. I will never say never, but there is no intention in my mind as I talk to you on the 6th of June, on a Friday, exactly 4 years since the last election. As I sit here, I have no intention to contest for any position under the SLFA as of today. Whether things will change tomorrow or the day after, it will need a Jesus Christ type of miracle to happen. But I will never say never.
Now all this we get for you inside this edition of the Today Show Sports Update on Slick TV channel 37 with me, Mohammed Kollia.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed Kollia, for the sports update. Interesting that the drama continued for Unravel ahead of the elective congress of the SLFA. We're keeping eyes on the events as they unfold. Just stay tuned. Moving on now, we'll continue with the administration of justice with Charlie Israel Williams in Know the Law.
Under section 141, subsection 2, the list of judicial and legal officers is long. So I go read them as a day. It says this section they apply to offices of Administrator and Registrar General, Registrar and Deputy Registrar of the Supreme Court, Registrar and Deputy Registrar of the Court of Appeal, Master and Registrar of the High Court, Deputy Master and Registrar of the High Court, any Registrar of the High Court, Deputy Administrator and Registrar General, any Principal Magistrate, Senior Magistrate, Magistrate, Under Sheriff, First Parliamentary Council, Second Parliamentary Council, Principal State Council, Customary Law Officer, Senior State Council, Senior Parliamentary Council, Research Council, Parliamentary Council, State Council, Assistant Customary Law Officer, and other officers them as the Parliament go prescribe. So you see the list how long. So therefore it say the appointment of officers and servant of the court, that na section 142 I dey read so now, subsection 1. So I don't list down the officers of the court, the judicial and legal officers. I don't list them, long list. Now section 142 subsection 1 now they show how the appointment of the officers and they happen. So in subsection 1 of section 142, it says the appointment of officers and servants of the Court of Sierra Leone shall, subject to provision of section 141 who been done read of the Constitution, be made by the Chief Justice or such other judge or officer of the court as the Chief Justice may direct, acting in consultation with the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. So you see, so the Chief Justice now get the responsibility for appoint the officers, the judicial and legal officers there also. But they do so with advice from the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. So you see the beauty of the law. And why the court need the administrators there? Why the court need the officers there? Now for make the court where we been all identify, the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, the High Court, the Magistrate Court, and so on, make them court there get proper administration of justice. So you find out, say, judges or justices, they need office where go receive court papers, process them, and put them before them judge there for let them go hear and determine the matter then they. So now that make them go appoint registrars, then go appoint masters and deputy masters for make they're able for administer each of them court here where we don't talk about. And in them courtrooms there, the judge or the justice or justices we go get for seat, they need for work with registrars. That now the court officers them we go handle court processes, files and document for make the judge or justices their work go be very easy. So whenever we get appointment of justices, judges, and magistrates, as the case may be, you go find out saying at term way, justices and judges themselves get tenure in our office, then get time where they go serve, and after that term day, then go retire. So as judges and justices then they retire, now so the system, the judiciary, they fill in the vacancies. So you go find out, say, quite recently in our country, we see appointment of justices, appointment of judges, and we also see appointment of magistrates into the judiciary.
All right. Thank you very much, Charlie Israel Williams, lawyer Charlie Israel Williams, for that's part 3 of administration of justice. Just keep following, and then you get the trend as the flow, and other lawyers as well. Thank you very much. And now, quickly, up next, we'll bring you health tips by Paulina Samba. But first, let me take you through travel updates for Thursday, if you're leaving the country or coming into the country. And let's start with 5 a.m. Askai Airlines, flight KP023. We go left Banjul, the Gambia, and stop na Freetown International Airport at 5 after 8 in the morning, Accra, and finally reach Lome, Togo at 8:45 in the morning. At 8:30 in the morning, Askai Airlines flight KP043 go take off from Banjul, the Gambia, and head to Freetown International Airport, Nalunge. It reach 10 after 9 in the morning. Accra, and finally reach before you continue for go Lome. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Askai Airlines flight KP022 go left Lome, Togo, make stops na Accra and Freetown International Airport. It go reach Banjul International Airport, Gambia at 4:45 in the afternoon. For you to travel overnight, Turkish Airlines flight TK533/4 go left at 9:30 Nanet for Istanbul, Turkey, and make stops na Ouagadougou, reach Freetown International Airport at 10 after 1 in the morning, and then return to Istanbul, Turkey at 10 after 2 in the morning. Also at 11:30 Nanet, Royal Air Morocco, flight AT569, go left Casablanca, Morocco, stop na Monrovia, Liberia, and reach Freetown International Airport, Nalunge at 20 after 2 in the morning. Continue for go Casablanca, Morocco at 20 after 3 in the morning. That's my travel updates for Thursday. So use this information for you early and better preparations. We wish you a safe journey, whether you're going out or coming inside. Now bringing out the health advice, as usual, with Paulina Bendu Samba.
And welcome to Today Health Tip. Today, we go talk about how we go prevent malaria and other mosquito-borne diseases. Mosquito na big problem for plenty places, but if we all sabi how to protect ourselves, we go reduce risk for make we sick. Make we talk about easy ways we go keep mosquito away and stay healthy. Tip 1. Use mosquito net. One of the best ways for protect yourself from mosquito bite na for sleep under mosquito net. If you no get net, try forget one and use am every net, especially during rainy season when mosquito dem dey boku. Tip 2. Wear protective clothing. When you dey go outside, wear long sleeve or long trousers if possible. This go help protect your skin from mosquito bites. If you wear light colored clothes, it sef go help you because mosquito dem attracted to dark colors. Tip 3. Apply mosquito repellent. Mosquito repellent dey help keep mosquito away. Make sure say you use repellent wey get safe ingredients for your skin. Spray am na your skin if your skin exposed when you dey na areas dem wey get boku mosquito. Tip 4. Clear mosquito breeding corners. Mosquito go lay egg na any place where water dey, so check your house for places wey get old containers, tire or broke pipe dem wey dey hold water. Try for make sure say water not tinap any side around your house. Tip 5. Keep your environment clean. These na some of the tips wey go help keep you and your family safe from mosquito. If we all work together for use nets, wear protective clothes, and keep we environments clean, we go reduce the spread of mosquito and stay healthy. Thank you for joining me today health tip. Stay safe, stay protected, and we go see next time.
to important issue them where they affect Salone and the world. The Epic Morning Show, they set the agenda for the day by way for look inside social, economic and political environment and self bring interesting topic them when need critical answer and solution them. We they bring the issue them come to UNU with just one agenda when for serve the people with all the answer where they need. Tune in to the Epic Morning Show every Monday to Friday 7:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning on Epic Radio 99.3 FM as we bring in Master Sabi people for come discuss all the important issue them where they happen in the country. You can watch me live now with Facebook page when at Epic Radio 99.3 FM and surf on Slick TV channel 37. Epic Morning Show with a serve on no Ottawa.
Okay, here now with James Kamamane for take you through some of the stories. I hear you say some banter is taking place somewhere. But let's get the details and some other facts.
Yeah, sure.
Some other stories. Good afternoon.
And so we want to take, remember yesterday, APC may write a letter to the Speaker of Parliament saying that they will suspend activities in the Parliament.
So they say they don't suspend?
Yes, they don't suspend. So that's not going to go down well with the Chief Minister. And so this morning, he take to in Facebook page. And this is what he may send to the APC to also address the APC minority leader, when Honorable Abdul-Kabo, he say, my goodness, Honorable Abdul-Kabo, APC minority of Parliament is a true demonstration of how unprepared and uninspired APC is. Sad. On the other hand, Honorable Abdul-Kabo self-nominated this is what he say. Say if the APC is unprepared and uninspired, the Chief Minister should be happy, not sad, unless he is being hypocritical and insincere in his statement. Wow, these are two big people then at the country. They get words, they spar. So go on for see how this show go for end. Later part, the critique make up of these two statements.
Could it be a form of distraction from waiting Sierra Leoneans, residents of Freetown for the prepare for?
Yeah, maybe there is more to it.
Could it be that the chief minister actually deliberately try for carve this so that it could generate this kind of distraction, more or less? But whatever it is, politicians and politicians.
Politicians. So not see where they exchange words, and if you say that they fit. No.
Yeah.
They are still friends, and I guess they will get to meet somewhere else.
And they meet, they do. They meet.
They do. And so we are the onlookers. We get to keep we posture.
We're not spectators. We are just looking.
Just spectators. So
one of us see who side in the end up.
We continue to keep composure.
Yes, we steeze. How we finesse and steeze.
Indeed. We don't just maintain ourselves and to wait for next election 2028.
Yes.
Yeah, when we will take decisions. Okay, moving on. People in Bangbaila, Bangbaila face two community stage protests. Say they get poor road condition and some of the roads themselves now death trap. They may stages protest this morning. We saw big people from government being there. Oma Unapolo Kuroma, me there na the protest. And they may say government they try their best for solve this road problem in this community. And they may talk say the protest not really necessary. And we talk to Slick TV, where in the try for clear some of the allegations them where the community people them put for them. Mohamed Bake Kamara been there at the protest and he sent this report.
This action will not take so. Will not take that for anybody. Will not take this action here for blood person that you not go home. We take this action for let the camera and the government capture this situation. We don't happen at this time. Fine. Do you agree? If you don't see a government representative here, where at least in the representative here, instead of can see it go take this person, go to the president. No, we listen. Alone know what it tells me.
Then there's one bike man come out from town with the car with one young lady winner with neighbor now. Brake failure, go the road this here. The car get accident. They hit this wall here. The pikin die in the hospital. So when the pikin don't die, this morning here at the graph for go work now they tell me say people don't come block the road. They call say before make this road here. The road here start from Al Sheikh Drive. Al Sheikh Drive from the junction. Who don't say now Al Sheikh Drive before? You know you wait for passing. Last time they don't do. All right. It be contracted for let them fix them. They don't tell Al Sheikh Drive, take a reach na junction and inside that tank they did. Then the contractor stop. The project was supposed to continue this way, take and go towards Malama. But the contractor, we don't talk to her several times. They don't tell us the city work with the SLRE and the state authority to let them find the necessary resources for let them continue the road. But be that as it may, when we begin when we can begin building almost 10 years ago, we are not even there. But we can as community, we begin to contribute money, cement, iron rods and everything. Over the count material. Now up here with the left arm. We pay people that they work out Chakando here. We don't let the detail, we don't slap us in a kissy, take a read on here. Then when it open up, we gather back again as community. The whole community, we call Plum Seed community, where they contribute small money, we buy materials, they fix them. When we buy material, the young man there, where they say for cow, you got for provide for, you got for pay them. It's voluntary. They then say let you contribute, then they break out their own labor, you have to pay them. If you don't pay them, they don't come there to work. Yeah? So the pack they fix us small for them make a motorable, for them able for camp. But the issue is that The bike man, they see bike there, they don't use this way, they sabi for go. Some bike they come out from outside, they don't even know the hill. They tell the car will speed, they don't even know say steep hill they for London. You go come, boom, by the time they remember, you realize you don't panic. The best road like this, all the kids, this road they are too rich. If you don't ride it properly, you prone to accident. So now I be trying to talk to them. There's two things we need for do first in the first place. The bike man, they know, we even need for regulate them. Let them get to control from up yonder. Post you know to area posting here, where they carry the stop yonder. They no can do ya. The one way they now when sabi ride the bike and everything. They know for can do na ya. And the Kitali show they are posting out and a pay with speed. And they fly. If you don't know the road, you go get accident. Who they get accident on the highway every day? God forbid. This now we don't sister. And application just don't graduate. They don't die. We don't even bury him. Mama dip and cry. We don't even need the how they had for them kind of thing in there. But as a community, we still continue to talk to them. They will come together back as a community. Instead of park, we will patch them. Why should they call for government attention for them to see what they will do?
So much, Mame Baki, for put that report day together for we. Salwako, as we all know, when a Sierra Leone Water Company gets the mandate for operate and for give water to the provincial and district and cities. Recently, they may embark on some water project them and some district them, and also donors them may give them some money where they may decide for talk to the press people them about how they disburse this money and how the project they go. James Kamamane Midide and the deputy director of Salwako, Apostle Dr. Albert Harris in Harvey, may decide for talk to Speak TV and other journalists them.
Salwako means Sierra Leone Water Company. We formed by an act of parliament in 2001. Around 2017, this act was revised, repealed, and replaced with the Salwako Act 2017. We mandate now for provide access to water supply and service-related sanitation services to the people of Sierra Leone outside of Western Urban and Western Rural. Take it from Songo to the rest of the country. Everywhere is under our jurisdictions. Recently, we received support from the Saudi Development Fund and then through the government of Sierra Leone for provide water supply services using borehole, solar-powered borehole systems. Now 100 communities inside 78 chiefdoms and across 14 districts in Salone. This borehole was distributed evenly using the local councils, then development plan, using the national budget system, and the need of these communities across the country. So we go around for sensitize the people, first of all, say this is an entry point for this project where they can implement. We don't get the contractor, we sign the contract in March this year, and the project starts on the 15th of April this year. So we don't get the contractor ready for mobilize now, for go inside the communities. But since the new contractor will need for engage the people, one will be one for get a well-informed stakeholders that will deal with, whether not the paramount system, the local councils, the community people, let them know what in this project they provide and what in this project not they provide, other than are the beneficiaries, other provide the funding, and all of them things they let them understand. Two, we be want for let these communities and partner with we and give we focal points them. We go the liaise between the communities, the council, and the contractors and Salwako for make sure that this project become very successful. When you travel around the country, you will see the impact of climate change firsthand. You will see rivers. You know, most of our communities are built closer to river points. But when you go around, you will see rivers have been dried up. You will see human interference now with rivers, where they increase the turbidity of rivers. You see human activities where they deforestate the place, how it will affect. So people, even the water point that they used to have will not be safe earlier. Now we
not available in most places. So it is high time for us to harness the underground water. We're in a very pure state, and then the target for get about 200, at minimum 250,000 people benefits from this 100 solar powered boreholes. The calculations are there, but each community where they will get up to 15 15 stand posts. The total reticulations what they do for this particular borehole now like 1 kilometer, where you can take close to about 1,000 meters roughly, when you distribute across various sites. So for a small village or a big town, it will take a section of farm and it will provide access to water. And they use the solar powered borehole for lift the water from the base of the well to the top and then release them by gravity right through. Salwako is both an agency of government and also now a state utility, what we can call state-owned enterprise. As an agency of government, whenever governments get project like this, we dey in capacity, we dey in position for implementing based on with technical capacity, with knowledge in the business and things like that. But as a utility, where government don't implement all them projects, they don't become a water treatment system for the conventional system for big towns, then it is our business for run those systems like how Goma the run water supply. Make sure say pipe-borne water then Abo, Kenema, Makini, and all these places. So challenges there. Most of the upline area now flat ground, so we run thermal systems when a generator, and the cost of fuel is a challenge. 2, the low amount of tariff where government permit we for charge is another challenge. When you look at also the irregular electricity supply, it's also another challenge.
Thank you for the video. Now, we could look at what the newspapers and say for today. So we take the Concord Times newspaper, and the first main lead story say APC suspends participation in Parliament over clerks on constitutional behavior. And AG lays Criminal Procedure Act and commencement regulations in Parliament.
So ACC inspects Port's local district medical store, starts SL launches pilot mapping training for 50 staff. 3 suspects in court for alleged theft.
Yeah, so particularly the main lead story, Concord Times they say APC suspends participation in Parliament over clerks on constitutional behavior. This is now for the first one, allegedly. When I not say allegedly, this is what they are saying. That made them put in the parentheses. For
yeah,
you see,
it's allegedly. As reported in the press release by the APC. So that is yet to be proven whether it is constitutional or unconstitutional.
Yes, remember we talked about it yesterday.
Yes, that is yet to be proven by the Supreme Court. We get the authority for interpret those vague or seemingly very tight interpretation of what some of the aspects of the law says. Yeah. So in that regard, let us wait for the constitutional, because I'm not saying by the way things they go, this tripartite is not going for solve them.
No.
Tripartite don't do that. So waiting more or less, perhaps we will go for end up for say, and maybe they will go for going to Supreme Court for interpretation.
Yeah.
No, otherwise, waiting to make APC return to Parliament, and this time around, when they return to Parliament, how long will you go take them for letting return to Parliament?
One thing again, we go for
remember it take them long time for letting go to Parliament after the 2020 elections.
And now for letting them go back again, it will be difficult if you come out the back. But again, another school of thought will say on whose position the Speaker of Parliament could take. Because if he say, okay, he's going to take this position that Honorable Parantarali should not be in Parliament and he should resign, it means say the activity of Parantarali unconstitutional.
Their parliamentary standing orders, remember? Yeah. They are both parliamentary standing orders, and there is constitutional interpretation already insofar as that very issue is concerned. Yeah. So, like in other instances, the speaker himself has the authority and locus for even decide on that matter there and get a ruling.
Yeah.
So whether in the presence of the APC or not, but if it's supposed to don't do that one day, even before the APC make this decision for suspending their participation in parliamentary activities.
Yeah.
Now they don't suspend in their participation. So whatever decision they ever take, especially in the absence of the very APC, then in whose interest they go get?
That's the question. So it will be questionable.
In whose interest? If it's supposed to don't take that decision day, rule in that on that very matter day, before the
in the presence of both parties.
Yes, so that then go begin prepare the mind, waiting for do, waiting not for do. Rather than now they don't suspend them participation, and then you have to make a decision, you have to rule on it, and that has to be in the absence of the APC themselves.
Yeah.
Whether APC end up or go Supreme Court or wherever, that should have been firstly in the presence of the Speaker of Parliament, because he get the authority for do so, for make a decision in that regard. But whether it is on whose side or whose side it isn't, then it doesn't matter, more or less.
No.
Remember, there was a time in this country, there was an issue about a member of Parliament representing at the time, between 2007 and 2012, Honorable Legacy Sanko.
Yeah.
Where they represent PMDC, Bo Central. Eventually, he ended up go support Ernest Bai Koroma. Then they move for in second term in office. And then he set up what he called the PII in support of Ernest Bai Koroma as president at the time.
After you.
Yes, the PII, they call it the PII, the office be there around Tikonko Road, thereabout. Tikonko Road, yes, Nabo. So, the matter be reached, the PMDC be right, the speaker at the time, that be SBB Dumbuya.
Yeah.
The PMDC be right, the speaker, and the speaker refused for heed to the PMDC because by constitutional mandate, when you go to parliament, you go represent a political party. Yeah. So the political party get the right for withdraw your candidacy. So if the political party write and say we withdraw this post here, then it gets for, because it is there section 77K or so. The first interest in the political party,
political party,
except if you go there as independent candidate, then you don't get anybody for answer.
Nobody not get right to question your actions.
But in that case, so the precedents and don't they flow.
Yes.
So now perhaps that silence of SBB will get for continue. Now with this current speaker for continue for also be silent on this very matter.
Yes. So it means we'll continue for day on whether good precedents that he set.
So we'll continue probably continue for see the SLPP and just the paramount chief members of parliament, no more than parliament. Maybe till the end of this term, we don't know, or till what year, we don't know.
Okay, so let's take another big story from the political newspaper. The main banner headline story says 7 kids collapse in school protests. NPRA acknowledges fuel price war. Another one says APC suspends participation in parliament. So the big one.
The trendy one.
Yeah, 7 kids collapse in school protests. Patrick, let's just look at the main, the first 2 paragraphs of this report. It says in the morning hours of Monday, June 9, 2025, peoples of the...
That was 2 days ago.
Yes, peoples of...
The juniors in elementary and high school at tree planting staged a protest in the precincts of Furabe College over an alleged demolition of their school. Speaking to Politico during the protest, the proprietor of the school, Pastor Patrick Koroma, confirmed that 7 children fainted or sustained injuries during the commotion that followed.
Okay, this one is serious. First, you go out for ask waiting, school picking and do they know about property, whether than the school property or not. And so
it's the same situation as see earlier with the issue na the Gambaila Road.
Yes.
Using kids, especially in their uniforms. Send away them supposed to be in a school. They are being used, and it is common even where politicians or then top officials visit the provinces. Whether not president or just some ordinary
you see them as a shield.
They are being used as pawns or shields or whatever it is. Then they even use them put them under hot burning sun.
I tell you.
Some people go tell you, say, we don't do that before. But should it continue? That's the problem. And now look at this situation. Children being used to protest We saw that also earlier in the protest at Bambarila for ordinary road. Of course, they will be suffering, but you get the people and way more or less are them parents or caregivers or wards. We're supposed for the advocates and on them behalf, for and on them behalf, rather than they use the picking. What does it send? The same situation when you go to the streets today. Most people they feel say, "Why send me picking for let go sell?" People go get soya to them and buy from them rather than if they can if me say to the market.
Go send me as a pig and go buy.
They go buy to me because exactly. And this is how we continue for hinder we future. We'll say that then
yes,
get the
but
future.
we get also acts. We get laws the way they protect picking about FIBA like those laws they don't put in that shell and they are not active because we have child rights acts where they protect picking them and at a certain age. They're for them at school, not for them at street. And you never even use them for your own personal gain. This one, for the picking up for collapse school, and not feel say the school authority itself for allow the picking up for day within that protest or that demolition day. They even allow themselves for protest. Because what do they know? School, they
shouldn't the authorities of the school rather have visited the Ministry of Education or the other authorities we're concerned and say, well, this is our concern, blah, 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 X, Y, Z, rather than just use the picking them more or less for go gain sympathy. Because that's the intention. Let us use the kids, go there, then go sorry for them. Then go sorry for we. When they don't see them picking there, so they go sorry for you. It's the intention, more or less, nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, so we wish the picking them speedy recovery. This one. That's all we have for today. Thanks so much for the headline review.
All right, so the young man you see on the screen as Sidiki Bayo, the man will be the head communications na Takugama Chimpanzee Sanctuary. Over the weekend, we get reports that he got drowned na the Kaba River inside the Otamba Kilimi National Park. So the family member them say on Thursday when at Tumara at 6:30 p.m. 166 Circular Road, opposite Harvest Intercontinental Church. Then we'll get a vigil. Sidiki, then go Beram, according to family members, on Friday, then go Liam, Faith Assembly Church, Bath Street, Brookfields, at 12 midday. Then go bury him na Kidney Tom Cemetery. So meaning does that they don't find anybody because unto yesterday, his body was still not nowhere to be seen. So probably they don't see anybody. So then they bury him at King Tom Cemetery on Friday. So then say, of course, they say, hi everyone. That's the message from the family we received. Hi everyone. I know Sidiki would love for you all to gather together and celebrate his life. You all meant a lot to him. And I think we all felt this energy as a bundle of joy, a bright light of life. A bright light of life as he enters any room. Yes, I met Sidiki as that person. He used all his enthusiasm and excitement and joy all up, and his time came. If Sidiki has taught us anything, he has left behind the lesson that life is for living in honor of one's true self, in kindness to others, and in a hint of rebellion to breaking the norms and the status quo. He was very much confident as his skin. Of course, black is very confident in his solitude. He spoke of water and the prospect of death often, and his love for it. That's what you believe in usually, and they make you and they break you. This can help us to find acceptance. So his spirit lies in the waters now. He loved his country, his people, and nature dearly and fiercely, and I know he would be happy to die in the land he loved. In the waters he spoke of having an intimate connection with. So please talk to Sidiki in the waters, in the breeze, in the ocean, in the trees. Talk to him in the poyo, in the herbs, and through music. He is there. He will show us the divine and simple things in his life. find excitement and joy in the small things like him, and you will find eternal happiness. So join us on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. at the vigil of Siddiqui at 166 Circular Road opposite Harvest Intercontinental Church. That's like 4th Street Circular Road Junction for the vigil. And the burial at King Tom Cemetery on Friday at noon. But the funeral service will be in our Faith Assembly Church, Bath Street, Brookfields. Rest on, Siddiqui. Rest on. I remember we last interface. Still a very fresh memory in my head. Sleep on and take your rest. And with that, we will say goodbye for this midweek edition. We will return tomorrow with a fresh edition. Thursday, yes, we will be back. Until then, thank you to the production team, and we guessed them we talked to you earlier in the show. Thank you to the production team again, and to you who take time for this show. Mina Patrick Salia.
And me, James Kamaramane.
Goodbye. See you tomorrow.